Hey, what's up everyone and welcome to today's video. Okay guys, so today's video is gonna be about gradients, right? Now for those of you who do not know what gradients are, guys, gradients are basically transition between two colors. So if you're trying to create a gradient on this object, okay, say a red and black gradient. So instead of just having half of this page as red and half of this page as black, we create a very good fade between the two colors, and that gives us a very good effect. Okay, now for showing you what exactly gradients are, I'm going to draw quickly an object that is almost the size of a page, and take a look at this basically guys is a gradient. We are having a fade between from the color white to gray, and you can see that we have really different shades of gray and white in the middle, and that exactly is a gradient. So guys, there are some we have some great tools and for editing gradients in Adobe Illustrator, and we are going to cover each and every one of them in today's video. Right, so let's get started. Now for working with gradient guys, you need to have the gradient panel or the gradient window open in Adobe Illustrator. For those of you who who do not have that window open like me, you can go to Windows and search for gradient, and you can see it's gonna be right above graphic styles. So it's gonna be, and the keyboard shortcut guys is Control F9. For me, I've already bought out the window, and if I just click on it, you'll see it comes out. Okay, so this guys is basically a gradient. Now for working with gradient, you need to have some objects made onto your canvas or on your project. Okay, I'm gonna work with the ellipse tool and create a circle for myself and see something like this. Okay, this works good. Now I have already like when I bought out the gradient, and I was just checking the thing out, I found out guys that like when you work with gradient, okay, and you create new objects, gradient color are automatically applied to them. Now if you want to apply a very solid color, okay, one simple solid color, you all you need to do is you need to go down to your path or this property toolbar, and you go to the fill dialog box of this fill option, and then you can just select whichever color you want, and you'll see that the gradient is no more in power. Alright, so how do you apply a gradient to an object? All you need to do is you need to select the object, and then guys you need to click on this box. You can see this gradient, click to activate. So if I click, you'll see it gets applied to the object. Then guys, you have some really nice options that you can use for editing your gradient. For example, you can change the type from linear and to radial. You can see this, that really creates a good effect on a whole gradient. And then guys, Adobe Illustrator comes with some pre-made effects or some pre-made gradient fills, for example. And if you want to take a look at them, you can click on this arrow, this button, click on it, and you'll see we have some 4-5 pre-made effects or pre-made gradients. Like for example, click on the sky, you'll see we have a linear gradient, and we have some really nice colors. Then we have the summer, we have the orchid, and so forth guys. You can change the type of gradient from linear to radiant, and you can click on this button for inversing or reversing the gradient. I like to call it invert color, but if it says reverse gradient, then so be it, reverse gradient. Then you can go to sky and you can change it to radial. You can reverse the color, just if you want to understand the whole panel of how it works and stuff like that, so you can go out and mess with it. Then guys, so we have different colors. Now guys, we'll take a look at how can you add some manual colors. Okay, so say if you are working with white and black, and if you want to change these colors and you want to add your own colors, how will you do that? Okay, so so guys, for doing that, you need to go down to this place or your gradient slider. This actually guys is a gradient editor. Now just if you take a look at it, as in this whole thing is your gradient editor, and these two guys are your gradient sliders. As you can see guys, if you click somewhere over here, you're saying you are adding more and more gradient sliders. And guys, for deleting, like say if you really went crazy and now you want to delete these gradient sliders, all you need to do is you need to select one and you need to delete stop. Select one, delete it, select one, delete it, select one, delete it, add one, delete it and stuff like that guys. So you can go out and keep messing with the whole thing. So now coming to the part of changing colors, you can do a double click on it, and that's gonna bring up this color editor. If you're not comfortable using this color editor, you can even go to your swatches option and switch between them for going to this kind of color picker. And I like to work with darker colors, darker shades. Okay, so say this, and say the other one I would like to give a color of a blue or dark blue. So say this one looks interesting. I'm gonna go with this. Alright, now I'm gonna change my type to radial, and you can see you can even inverse the thing, and you can see guys that we can we have lots of options for creating some really complex shapes and shapes, objects and stuff like that. Guys, on this gradient editor you can see that we have this small diamond, and that determines guys the sharpness of a particular color. Meaning if I drag this diamond to the left, you're seeing right now in the gradient editor that my blue is kind of getting less, and when I let go you'll see on the preview it automatically changes, and how the softness and the the bounding of blue has been decreased to a very small part now. And right now actually I would like to change this color to black and click out. Actually, sorry, you need to select the object, then do a then do a double click on the color stop and change it to black, and you can see really have a good effect. If I was to drag this diamond to the right hand side, you will see that I'm increasing the area of the blue color, and that really creates some really different shapes guys. Like for example, take a look at this one. If I'm gonna press Ctrl C, Ctrl F for pasting in place, and you can just reduce the size for creating some really complex shapes guys. And say if I was to this, and you can take a look guys that we can really create some complex shapes and effects. Take a look at this really creates some weird shape. I'm not so sure about it. Okay, so this is exactly how you can use the, and yeah, one more thing, you can even determine the angle. So we have, and right now it's a radial. If I was to change it to linear, you can change the angle guys. You'll see this. You can even input your own number if you want to, but there are some numbers already, so I don't want to really go and type in the numbers. You can see guys create lots of different effects. So guys, go out and enjoy the gradient windows panel for creating some really good effects. Then guys, before stopping and closing the video, I would like to talk about the gradient tool. Okay, now this guys, what we discussed right now was a gradient window. Now we're going to discuss about the gradient tool. So for selecting the gradient tool guys, the keyboard shortcut is G letter on your keyboard, and guys you'll see that it automatically gets activated. You click guys on a specific object that has a gradient fill. You'll see that you get this slider. Now guys, you can take this slider and move it around, and you can see that I'm right now moving my slider. That is meaning that I am moving my gradient fill. I'm not actually moving the object, and you'll understand as soon as I let go. You can see guys that I have right now changed how the gradient had appeared, meaning I have changed my gradient fill for creating some really complex shapes guys. And this is exactly how you can create some really you can create some really different and complex shapes. For example, you can put way up here and take a look at that guys. We can really get some different effects from it. Once again, you can move the the thing around. Right now it's radial, so it's not really affecting. Look at this. Then guys, you can determine how the roundness of gradient. You can even see, I'm gonna put it in the center so you guys can see. And you can add a slider. You can you can basically do lots of things guys with the gradient tool. Take a look at this, really good. So guys, this was my tutorial on how can you create and how can you work with gradient fills in Adobe Illustrator. Hope you guys liked it. Please subscribe to this channel guys and like this video on YouTube. I'll see you guys in my next video, and thank you for watching my video. Please show me some support by liking my Facebook page guys. The link is gonna be in the description. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching this video guys. Please subscribe. Thank you.